Welcome back again. It's Saturday afternoon, mid-afternoon, and I've got the unit down on the ground. I went next door to see if I could get my neighbour to give me a hand down with it, but he was out, so I had to take it down on my own. It turned out not to be that difficult, but it was that heavy, the weight that I was a wee bit concerned about, but got it down rather. And I've also put the 3 sets of drawer slides in, and I did that when it was still upside down and on the bench, on the works bench there. Put it down on the ground and then found out that, darn it, the middle bay didn't have the second layer for the vertical panels. So, damn it, I had to pull the 2 slides off and get down on the ground and do it from underneath and put the panels in, reposition the slides on those panels before I put them in, and just pop them in with a couple of 4 screws in each panel, and it's fine. Gave it a quick sand for all the joints, and they feel nice, so that's good. Everything's in the front there is pretty darn good actually, just with that tickle up with the sander. And now I've got to put the 2 end panels on, those 2 up there, and that'll give me a height for the 2 tables on each side, the 2 surfaces on each side of the miter saw. So that's good. Then I've got to make the base upon which the miter saw itself will be mounted. And it's not that surface, it's actually a separate panel that can be moved up and down, that can move up and down. The miter saw itself will be able to be moved backwards and forwards slightly and side to side slightly, like 3 or 4 mils, or it's able to be done that way. I'm going to pretty much lock it into position backwards and forwards with the wee mounting blocks that I talked about in another video, where I'm going to get a strip of metal to sit in here, so it's a hard stop, and that gets fixed, the metal plate gets fixed down to the surface. Then there's a second plate that'll actually come down on top and hold the saw down. It means that I can spin the hold down part off, but the location point stays. That should never have to be moved. And if it does, I'd have to take them off, grind them, put them in position. Oh, sorry, the voice is not working properly. And then perhaps pack the back one slightly, just with metallic tape or something, just so that I've got a hard surface for the saw to butt up against. So thought about that quite a bit, and occasionally I'll take the saw out and use it on another job or somewhere around the property, and being able to reliably reposition it as far as accuracy and registration, it's not a bad thing to be able to do and feel confident in it. So that was the reason I'm going to a little bit more extent than just putting a tech screw in, as I've done in the past. So yay. That's going to take a wee while, because I don't want to go and muck it up, and there's a couple of, I'm going to say, moving parts. Well, it's almost the dead opposite, very rigidly made parts that I need to be able to get and to create, and to get the saw to still be able to be moved. Anyway, you guessed right, more videos will be coming on that. I think it's a good idea. Like lots of things, I start out with really good ideas and then bin them. But this I'm very happy with. Moves, as I said, very, very easily on the 8 wheels. So it doesn't take much to move it, which is kind of a good thing. I've even thought about putting a fitting on the back of the saw so that when I push it up against the wall, I can attach it to the wall. That would stop it from moving in and out and sideways. And then just by pulling a pin, it would release it, and then I can reposition it in the workshop somewhere. That's more an idea than an actual... well, it's just an idea at this stage. It just gives me that little bit of rigidity but flexibility by moving, because sometimes, I don't know whether you've noticed, but sometimes your workshop's not as tidy as you'd want, and you have to get in and do the business and get access behind it. Besides which, the way I've got it tooled up at the moment, the garage is a little bit of a storage area, or has a little bit of a storage area in the back there. I would actually like to get rid of that and not have the items stored there, but yeah, thinking about that. I like that idea. Anyway, might have to go inside and have a wee bit of a look on the computer, on the SketchUp drawings of this, to refresh my memory how I wanted to do this, because I can't go mucking it up. Rightio, that's it. I'll go and do that, in fact, and then, of course, I'll get back to you in another video, and perhaps you'll see all the points of how I want the miter saw located. So, with that, I'll leave you alone, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye now.